Family, Nimna has returned to liberate her babies. Nimna is one of the creator gods. She is the half sister of Enlil and Enki, who has returned to make sure that the planet is the way it was supposed to be from the beginning. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Sunday, July the 10th, 2022, and the time is about 7 o'clock p.m. So, in our last video, we talked about the feminine expression of God. We talked about when God was a woman. You see, because there was a time when the female goddesses abounded on the planet. There was a time when they had statues of female gods, artwork of female gods, writings about female gods, and female priestesses and priests. But there were some beings that came upon the planet, nefarious beings we called them, extraterrestrials or Nephilim, that came on the planet and got rid of those female gods. And some say it wasn't just the nefarious extraterrestrials, but it was also the group of people that Marilyn Stone called the Aryans, a barbaric race of men that came from the mountains and conquered many civilizations and many cultures. And when they conquered them, they decimated their feminine gods. Now, this is important to bring up because a lot of women do not know how to tap into our feminine essence because we don't have an expression of a female god. We don't see the image of us being expressed as a deity or as a higher being, as an evolved being. But I'm here today to remind all of us that the feminine and the masculine expressions of God resides in each and every one of us. This is important because the planet is ascending and the planet's consciousness is raising, it's elevating. And in this new paradigm, in this new reality, we won't have hatred. We will have no more war, no more racism, sexism, feminism, ageism, violence, pain, anger. None of those things will be permitted in this new earth and new reality. Do you remember the time when people would not curse in front of a lady? They would not say bad things in front of a lady. Would not smoke or drink in front of a lady. They would even be cautious about how they would spank or chastise their children in front of a lady. Do you remember when people would mind their manners in front of a woman? Because they understood that the woman was the expression of God that they didn't see every day. They understood that the woman of old was the expression of love, joy, peace, meekness, temperance, faithfulness, goodness, gentleness, and kindness. So they mind their manners. They minded, they watched, they were concerned about their behavior in front of a lady. What I said in the last video was those extraterrestrials and nefarious beings that came onto the planet made sure that the divine feminine was completely decimated so that now all these negative things can occur on the planet. And so they not only allowed for negativity to permeate the planet, they created paradigms. They created racism, sexism, violence, ageism, all these isms and schisms so that we could be in such a state of chaos and confusion that we would not be able to be whole and complete, and we wouldn't ascend to Christ consciousness, our highest state of being. We won't self-actualize and fully maximize our potential as God. We won't learn how to manifest things. We won't learn how to thrive and have all the goodness that the Creator God's designed for us. So my encouragement to you today is to tap into the feminine expressions of God. Now, there's a divine masculine and then there's a divine feminine, but they all work in tandem together. They collaborate together, they synergize because they really are one and the same. What are these expressions of God? What is this God S? God S is just God essence. And before, God was just female. Before, they also had male and female gods. So you just had female, and then they kind of like divided her into the masculine and female aspect, so that you can have the masculine protecting or supporting the feminine. But the feminine had her own expression. While the masculine was aggressive because he needed to go and do and work and do the grunt work for the woman, he had to build things to protect her. He had to go and hunt to feed her. So he needed to be masculine and to do, to exert energy. But the woman, on the other hand, she was feminine and she exhibited certain characteristics that raised the entire consciousness of the family, of the society, and of the planet. So, my encouragement today is that each and every one of us tap into or unlock or unleash that divine essence that we each carry within us as being God's. Particularly, yes, we all need to do that. But particularly, I like to speak to the woman. Because, ladies, we have become so super masculine, so aggressive, and we have decided that we want to be so much like the man that there is no balance. So, if everybody's being aggressive and everybody is doing and everybody is rushing out to work and everybody is exerting all this energy, who is it that's exhibiting the softer side of God? Who is it that's making sure that there is balance in the family? People are very cautious about how they behave, how they even think, and how they exert their energy around the divine feminine. As I said before, there was a time people wouldn't cuss in front of us. They wouldn't smoke, drink, carouse in front of us. They wouldn't even have a whole lot of sexual proclivities and then come around us and feel comfortable, right? Because they knew that your goodness would raise their consciousness and their vibrations and correct them and also bring goodness to them and make them do right. We didn't even have to speak or say a crossword. So let us all learn, first of all, what those characteristics of the divine feminine are. And it's very simple. There are many texts that talk about the divine feminine. But for many of us as Christians, that would be in Galatians, the 5th chapter, in the 22nd and 23rd verse. Before that, I think it was like the 21st verse, it talks about being drunken and carousing and how all those characteristics were not conducive to being in a heavenly state of mind. But those that would inherit the earth or that would inherit heaven are those who exuded certain characteristics or qualities of God. They were called the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit or evidence of the woman. Remember, the Spirit is the woman or the divine feminine, the feminine expression of God. The fruit or evidence that you have the Spirit of the Creator or Creatress inside of you are exhibited or expressed as these: love, joy, peace, forbearance, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, temperance, meekness. So if you exhibit these characteristics, that's how we know you are in tune with the divine nature of God, with the feminine expression that we each, both male and females, have. So Dr. Kia Pruitt is asking us all to unleash, to unlock those expressions of goddess that we each have. And especially the woman who holds the family together, especially the woman who knows how to bring balance, who knows how to be temperate, who knows how to restore the family to its original healthy whole state. Now, a lot of us have forgotten how to do this because we've been taught how to be super aggressive, masculine, and angry, loud, hateful. We've learned how to carouse and not have any type of softness that characteristically was attributed to the woman or the feminine expression of God. So I'm asking each of us to heal if we haven't already, or to just simply unleash these characteristics so that we can help the planet ascend to the highest states of consciousness. Okay, so how do you unleash these? First of all, you need to know what these characteristics are. So, love is a positive regard, and some say an unconditional positive regard for people. That means you have an adoration for human beings and for everything sentient, the plants, the animals, all of creation, the rocks, every living thing. You have an adoration and respect and unconditional positive regard for it, even if it has a different color, a different gender, a different age, a different political affiliation, if it has different ideologies and beliefs. You still love and respect everything that's sentient. Now, of course, we're not saying do things, you're supposed to be kind or necessarily not to be upset when people do bad things. But yes, have love. Joy. Joy is a state of elation, feelings of great pleasure. Tap into that, because when you have joy, it's a high vibration and it raises the frequencies of everyone that's around you. Unleash peace, harmony. Learn to have balance, to get along with people, to synergize with others, and to bring tranquility of all those around you. And when you have a mind that's full of peace and a mind at ease, and you love people and you have joy, you bring that harmony just by essence or by virtue of exhibiting those characteristics. Learn to be forbearing. Tap into your patience, your self restraint, and what some people call tolerance. Just simply love people and have patience with them, even if they're not like you. That's what it means to be forbearing. We seem to have lost forbearance and patience with people. But when you're patient with people, they have a proclivity or are more likely to be patient with you. Take your time with people, even if they don't understand you. There's a scripture that says, agree with thine adversary quickly. That means if somebody has a different belief, a different ideology, a different stance as you, agree with them. And for the sake of peace. There's another word or wise statement that says, suffer yourself to be defrauded. In other words, people can say bad things about you. They can think that you are not a nice person, or they can even think you're wrong when you're correct or when you're right. But for the sake of peace and for the sake of love, allow people to say you're wrong. Just agree. Yes, I understand. Yes, you're right. Yes, of course. It's okay. That's so much better than arguing and bringing confusion. It brings stability and harmony and peace in your families, in your societies, and on the planet. Be overall good. Don't be evil. Don't be bad or mean. Treat people the way you would desire to be treated. It's that simple. The golden rule. Just simply be unto others and do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And this raises the vibrations of the planet. Be faithful, be loyal, have dignity, Have integrity. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And be loyal to your truth and stick to it. And be loyal to those that are in your camp. This shows people that you have a positive regard for them and that you are a person and a being of integrity. Exhibit temperance and self control. Watch your tongue. Speak when spoken to, and only speak if speaking improves upon the silence. So it's better to be silent than to speak words that will harm people or hurt them or cause them great pain so they can imminent loosh to feed the nefarious beings. It's so much better to either be quiet or be sweet. Ladies, tap into your divine feminine essence so that you not only raise the vibrations of the planet, but you raise your own vibrations. You raise the vibrations of your companion, of your husband. You raise the vibrations of your children. You raise the vibrations of the elders and all those that are around you just by simply tapping into and practicing the characteristics that I have described today as characteristics of the divine feminine. This is what Goddess is, God essence. Mama living inside of you. So, ladies, let's take it upon ourselves to exhibit these characteristics as often as we can so that we can be the example and the expression of God that people don't get to see every day. Thank you. I love you. Bye. Mama Kia loves you.